Hello and welcome back to another Router Gods video. My name's Humphrey and I'm going to share with you one of my ways of looking at work. Namely, how do you deal with problems and how you should react to them. Now, if you're working in IT, you're either in sales engineering, network engineering, post-sales, etc. You probably deal with a lot of problems at work. So sometimes the problems are big, hopefully not that often, and then sometimes problems are small. So I have something that I have called my universal unit of bullshit, or HUUBS, or hubs, or just call it universal unit of bullshit. And what this is for every $50,000 US that you make, you are allowed one unit of bullshit, or you should expect one unit of bullshit. So we're going to cover what exactly is a unit of BS, who does this apply to. We're also going to count as what exactly is a unit, right? Is it a tech support call? Is it a data center outage? What counts as a unit? And I'll also share how this has shaped my way of viewing things in the past. In the past, let's say I've had this way of thinking for the last 6 or 7 years or so. All right. Universal unit of BS. What is it? So for every $50,000 that you make, 50,000 US, expect one unit of BS. So if you make 50K, you're going to get one per year. Expect to get one per year. Now, some years you may get more, some years you may get none. Very unlikely, but it should average out to be one. Now, if you make 100K, it's 2. If you make 250K, you're probably going to expect 5 units of BS per year. Now, what exactly, before I get who does this apply to, what exactly counts as a unit? Well, it's a huge blow up at work. So something like if you're working as a network engineer, your whole data center going out, like power is cut, you've lost internet, all your branches go down, that would probably count as a unit of BS. A big dust up at work, either hopefully it's not HR, but I guess it could be HR, but something major happening at work, right? So this could be maybe one of your favorite managers decides to leave and takes a whole bunch of people with him or her. That would definitely count in my book as a unit of BS. Now, if it's your typical tech support call or tickets that you answer every day, no, that's not going to count. Now, what you can do is you can take two decently sized problems and combine them, and that would total up to be one unit of BS. Also, you could kind of go the reverse way. If it's a humongous problem, like I guess the worst thing that could probably happen is your whole company goes out of business or layoffs or something like that, that could count as 2 units of BS or maybe 1.5. So it is I guess a flexible unit that you can go up or down. You could split it, combine different problems to make a unit of BS. Now, who does this apply to? This applies to pretty much any job. But since most of my viewers on this channel do work in IT, either as a network engineer, tech support, or pre-sales, post-sales type folks, then I'm directing this to IT folks. And I think in IT you get hit with more of this because you're considered on the front lines of when people have a problem, they're going to call you for help, right? When someone can't print, they're going to call you for help. When their VPN doesn't work, they're going to call you for help. When their laptop doesn't work, they're going to call you for help. So you get hit with a lot more problems than usual. And yeah, I mean, when you get hit with a lot of problems, once in a while, you're going to have a really big problem. And that's your unit of BS. Okay, how do I use this thought process to shape my outlook? How do I use this to help myself? I mean, other than it being kind of like a tongue-in-cheek, but actually, when you think about it, can be a serious thing. If you get a job and you're making 200K a year, you cannot look at this as, I'm going to collect my paycheck, 200 a year, life is great, I'm not going to run into any problems. You are going to run into problems. I mean, it's going to happen. And Generally speaking, the more money you make, the more problems you're going to run into. So the way I think of this is when a big problem happens at work, when I can't really be that specific because we have internal abbreviations for serious cases, and I can't really talk about customers and stuff like that. But when a big problem happens at work, a lot of people, especially when they're new to IT, they're not prepared for the consequences and what happens afterwards. You have to be on hands for a call. You have to be on these 5-hour calls or 2-hour calls. You have to stay on the line until the problem is fixed. You have to do a warm handoff to the next person on shift. Like, basically, it doesn't end until the problem is fixed. So those types of situations are a unit of BS. And it's very easy to get hit with those and you're not used to it. Maybe you're just out of college or you're just not used to it. And you immediately go, nah, I don't think this job is for me. And maybe I can't hack it. This is too tough. But if you step back from the situation, you go, okay, I'm making 100K. I should expect 2 of these every year. And if you think of that, it's like, okay, I should expect 2. That's my first one. I'll probably get another one in 6 months or something like that. And it's just expected. Now, I don't know if you're a religious person. Maybe you can think of it as either Buddhist or Shinto, or there's probably some Asian religion where this kind of relates to, or is very similar to. It's kind of like in Japanese culture, there's a word called shogunai. Shogunai is, it can't be helped. But I think that's a little bit too fatalistic. Here, what I'm saying is, you're making a lot of money, and with that money will come inevitable dust-ups, will come inevitable problems at work. And if you just expect a certain amount, then life is okay, right? You'll look at the job as, okay, it's to be expected, and I will go ahead and forge forward and deal with it. All right, so that was a fun, but I guess also somewhat serious video for this Sunday before I head off into Singapore, the rest of Singapore, and I've got to try to find a vending machine that serves hot chicken wings somewhere in Bugis. But I hope you're doing well and you're doing safe wherever you are. That is my video on my universal unit of BS in IT and practically in any job. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.